Hello, everybody. I'm just waiting to make sure my sound is okay. I'm going to listen to myself for a moment. Hello, everybody. Okay, we're good. I'm just waiting to make sure my sound... So I can do that. Perfect. All right, so welcome to December's Tuesday pre-recorded class for the Glam and Glow by Sew Yours. Again, thank you everybody for understanding why I do pre-recorded classes in December is just so I can be off work before noon and take kind of half-day holidays for the month to give myself a little bit of rest and relaxation so I can rejuvenate for the new year. So I have my handy cutting list all ready to go. We will be making the I'm making the beauty bag version. There's also bonus cutting list and bonus pieces for the for a crossbody bag version if you wanted to do that. But I am going to be doing the beauty bag version. For this class, I'm going to be using for my main bottoms and everything. There's a glitter vinyl from Galaxy Customs. For my printed clear vinyl, I'm going to use this one, which is from Sam Fabrics Creations. And I'll be using this for my binding in my interior. It's just waterproof canvas from Fabricville. I think it'll be good. And then I also happen to have some orange fold over elastic, which I will be using for my brush holder thingies. All right. So a lot of these pieces can be cut. I just want to make sure my sound's working. Just a minute. Let me just double check. Orange. Okay, it is good. So a lot of these pieces could just be measured cuts. But I cut them out so I can show you everything that I'm cutting, except for I will have those pieces with the writing side down because they do have measurements on them, which I cannot share. If you are watching along, because we aren't doing this live, if you could please just leave me a note down in the comments that you watched this so I can check you off so I know who participated, and let me know if you are making this one so I know who to come after for pictures for the year-end video. So I'm probably going to make a deadline for the year-end class pictures for the whole year of any bags you want to be in the year-end class movie for January 31st, and I'm wanting to make the video for remembering the year for about February 14th, Valentine's Day. So that'll include all of the December classes. I think that'll give everybody a couple months to get it done, and then submit it on the Facebook page or email it to me, and any of the other classes we've done since last January. That would be amazing. All right, it's kind of weird because there's no chat. Okay, so let's get started. I've cut out all of my pieces already. Let's talk interfacing. It's very minimal interfacing in this. I will be using a Decavol-Lite. Let me just double check. I believe she uses Decavol-Lite as well. Interfacing. If you're using any cotton pieces, of course you would back them with medium woven interfacing like SF101 or EB Fuse Light. Anything that's a vinyl cork or whatever, you do not need to worry about that part. I'll be using the light stabilizer, a Decavol-Lite, and then a heavy stabilizer of a Decavol Heavy. I will not be cutting the interfacing pieces with you today. Homework will be to get all of your Decavol-Lite and Decavol Heavy pieces all set to go for next week. Okay, so let's get to it. I'm going to start with my clear vinyl. Let me put this to a camera down. See, whoopsies. So you can see what I'm doing. It's the table. Here we go. Look at my mess. Such a mess. Let's clear some of this out. All right. So I'm going to go through exterior fabric. Where are we? I wanted to cut this one out and get it over with right off the hop. So that'll be exterior top A. You can also do this in a solid if you wanted to. Where are we? exterior top, that's bottom panel, exterior top A. So we need to cut 2 pieces of this. I'm not going to be overly fussy. Or am I? I don't know. What am I doing? I wasn't going to be overly fussy with my placement, but I think I will be. Right there. I wasn't going to fussy cut, but now I am. Because now I think these flowers have to be in the middle. So I'm just going to fold my pattern piece in half and put it where I think about the center of my flower is here. And I'm going to open it up. I'm going to make sure. And I'm taking into account the seam allowance. It'll be along this top. We want to make sure that there's enough room there for it. I'm just going to open this up and go ahead and cut around that. My first one. So I think this is a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. I expected this piece to be ginormous, but it's not at all. So again, if you're doing the crossbody bag, make sure you double check that cutting chart because there are different pieces to cut for this. I think that works. And then I'm just going to use this. You know what? It's not going to be exact there. Why do I do this to myself? Brandy. I didn't want to waste any of this vinyl, but I do want... You know, we can cut it right along there maybe. It won't be exactly the same, but I'm centering this flower right here. Okay, so same thing. Just trying to, because this vinyl is so expensive, I want to get the most out of it I can, but of course with it being a print, I mean, I don't have to fussy cut it, but it will bug me if I don't. So the front and back will be different from one another, just the print being slightly off, but at least that flower will be centered in one way or another for me. Okay, I think that works. So I got kind of, this one is, I'll decide which is which. This will probably be my front one. So that is my 2 clear vinyl exterior top A's, and you can see here it says crossbody purse version, see notes on cutting guides. So make sure you check that out for that. So we can put that into our finished bin because we will not need to interface this one at all. Some pieces here. Trying to get organized. Now my Decaville light and Decaville heavy pieces, there are pattern pieces for them, but when I go to cut those out, because I won't be doing it on camera, I will be doing those just with my ruler, because I do prefer ruler cuts, but of course I can't show the measurements on camera, so I've got plenty of this vinyl left over. So we'll cross off. Exterior top A is complete. Go all the way across. Okay, so next we're going to do all of our exterior main color. So again, I'm going to be using this vinyl from Galaxy Customs. I'll draw on the back of it. So bottom panel A, I'm actually going to do my rectangular pieces first, I think. And then we'll come back to the shaped pieces. Okay. So we're not doing the bottom panel just yet. We're going to go ahead and we are going to jump down to the front zipper panel. So again, because I can't show the measurements on here, I normally would just, I have my thumb over the measurements, I normally would just use a ruler to cut this, but I want you to see me drawing it out. So I'm going to put the piece upside down so you can't see it, but this is pattern PC front zipper panel, and we need 1 exterior of these. Let's draw that out. Ooh, I think I'm going to go this way. Let's go this way. It's almost the same width. Make sure I don't get into... I'm excited to use glitter vinyl. I love glitter vinyl. I say it very quietly like it's a secret when it's not. Okay. So this is the zipper panel. This will be the front zipper panel, so along the front side of the bag at the top of the gusset type idea. So I'm going to right here, this is pattern piece C. We will have to cut a lining piece for that still, but I can go ahead and I can go front zipper panel, I can cross off that. Next we want to do the back zipper panel, which is pattern piece D. I'm going to go ahead and just lay it down beside that. Should be pretty much the same length. This is a bound bag. Don't be scared of it. I am going to use waterproof canvas binding for mine, so it all matches on the inside. And we'll do it together. And if you end up using a pre-made double fold bias tape binding, I do have classes on how to do that. I have never done a bag in class with waterproof canvas binding, so I figured this would be a good opportunity because this is going to be such an easy one to bind. Okay, so that is pattern piece D done, so I can cross off the exterior fabric of that. Next I'm going to grab my handle connector piece E, and we need one of those. I'm grabbing that because it's going to fit right here on my scrap. I'm trying to use up as much of my scraps as I can. So this is a pretty fast cutout. I think it's going to be a fast sew too. It's going to be great. So this is number E, or letter E. Mark that down that it's complete. So that's the handle connector. Next we have gusset piece F. We need one of those. Like, look how great this is. That's my pen. Oopsies. I think I'm going to do this one this way. I'm just trying to get the best use of my vinyl because then I can do my bottom parts up here. And then I have a nice chunk for leftovers later. Okay, so this is F, gusset. And cross that one off, gusset, gusset. Oops, I'm marking off the wrong side, gusset, done. Handle, I did the handle already, didn't I? No. Okay, and then we have to do our handle piece. I gotta get my ruler for that. Use this one. So again, use the measurements in the pattern. I'm going to cover up my numbers here. And actually, I'm going to put the camera up because I can't share measurements. So I hope you guys understand. But you'll see me drawing it out. So we need one handle as per the measurements noted in the pattern. So I'm just going to use my ruler to draw that out. Fits in nicely right there. Whoops. Just a little one. And I'm also going to draw a dotted center line down the middle of that piece because we will be turning that into a handle. So now I can put this back down. Here we go. So there's my handle piece right there. Fast, fast, fast. Optional, cut if you like to add zipper tabs to your gusset zipper panel. I don't think I'm going to worry about zipper tabs. Where's my picture of this bag? So what she's talking about is if you want to put zipper tabs, I think that are going to be down on the sides here. I'm not going to do zipper tabs on mine. I think it'll be fine without. Because I'm going to do the double zipper pull, so of course it'll open like this and it'll be fine. Okay, and then all we have left for the exterior part we need to do 2 of these exterior B bottom panels. I was hoping, oh, it doesn't quite fit. I thought I was smart, but maybe not. Actually, does it fit this way? Oh yeah, baby. Look at that. Woo! Good planning. That was a fluke. Again, I want to have the least amount of waste for my vinyl as I can because it costs so much money. That's one. I'm going to do another one on this side. It'll fit perfectly, and I did pretty good. Minimal waste. Makes me happy. So B and B. And that is it for the exterior fabric, so we can go ahead and cut that out. Using my new pink Olfa rotary cutter. So I'm just going to go like this, and I got a nice chunk here of glitter vinyl for another project. But look at that, there's going to be minimal waste, and I still have, this wasn't a full roll, this was in my scrap bin, so I'll probably be able to get another bag out of this, which is awesome. Okay. Camera's kind of, sorry, there we go. So that is my E piece, which is my handle connector. And again, if you've done it in cotton, make sure you are backing these with woven interfacing. So this piece, we do not need to do anything else with it unless you're interfacing it. So I'm going to put it in my done bin. That is scrap. Oops. Cutting into it, that's okay. It's within the seam allowance, it'll be fine. Front zipper panel, again, if you're using cotton, make sure you back it with woven interfacing. Now this one, we still need to cut the lining piece, so I'm going to still put this back into my pattern piece pile of things that need to be cut until we get to that lining piece. Same with this, the back gusset piece. My blade is so sharp. Okay, so that's D piece. And I'll put that into the need to cut more out pile. The gusset piece, I'm going to need a lining piece for this one as well, so the same thing. Put it in the to be cut pile. Oops. Don't have to do anything else with the handle, so it can be in the finished pile. Oh, my eye's itchy there. And then it's not a very big bag at all. I expected this to be really big. It's going to be super cute. One. I love fast cutouts. Cutting out is my least favorite part. It truly is. I just like to get to the sewing. Okay, so we're going to need 2 aligning panels of this as well. And I believe, so this one here for homework, you will cut out your Decavol light and you will fuse it outside of the seam allowances on both of these pieces as well. For next class. Alrighty. Done, 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 done. Next, and I'm not doing the zipper tabs. We're going to pull out the lining fabric. We're so close to being done already. This is a fast class, you guys. And that's all the scrap that we had. Very minimal. I'm not going to keep it, even though I think I should. I'm not going to. I know this seems really bright. I love orange, and there's orange in those flowers, so I think it is going to look good. I hope so, because that's what I'm cutting. See how there's the orange in the flowers? So I think it'll bring out that orange nicely. I almost used black, but black's so bleh. And the side that I've already cut into. I buy these by like 5 meters from Fabricville whenever it goes on sale. Okay, so what do I want to do first? Let's go in with our zipper panels right off the hop. So back zipper panel D. I'm going to lay it down and cut it out. Again, it would be really easy to do with the ruler. That's usually what I would do, but you don't actually get to see me cutting. Now I'm going to use the same waterproof canvas for my binding as well, and we'll cut that out today as well. Another fun thing you could use is 1-inch fold over elastic. I really got to update some videos on different binding methods. Or you could use the bias tape like I usually do, but because this is a waterproof canvas lining and I have the waterproof canvas, I may as well do it so it looks the same, so it's all fluid. Okay, so we have our back zipper panel D, a lining and exterior. Again, if you use cotton, make sure you back it with a woven interfacing. And this one is a pattern piece for Decavol, and you will fuse that outside of the seam allowances on the back of this for next week. So I'm going to put that into the to be interfaced pile. I'm going to go in with my front zipper pocket panel piece C. And once again, it has, does it? It doesn't look like this piece has a stabilizer piece. How bizarre. I will probably, I don't think it calls for a Decavol piece for this one, but I am probably going to cut one, just make sure it's out of the seam allowances. It's just such a skinny piece, but we'll see what I do. I don't know. I may do that. Don't have to do that, but I may do it. Stay in place. Don't move. And I chose to use waterproof canvas for this one just because it is a makeup bag, so it'll be a lot easier to just wipe out if anything spills in it or it gets dirty or dirty from the makeup brushes or what have you. Easier to clean. Cutting this very awkwardly. Holy crap. It's not a good angle. I'll probably have to go in on this one with my ruler and cut that a little better. That's okay. Actually, it's not too bad. Okay, so those are done. They don't need to be, or the exterior doesn't need to be interfaced, but I may anyways just cut my own piece. Very important, especially if you're on a domestic, and because we are doing binding, that you are choosing fabrics thin enough or to whatever your machine can handle. Okay, and now I'm going to go in with my gusset F piece and cut the lining. So easy to cut out. Wow. This I think is going to make, I actually, because I'm making two, one for the tutorial, one for here, these may actually be Christmas presents, I'm thinking. So they're going to be super fast and super fun, and everybody can use them. Okay, so this was my gusset piece, right? One gusset piece, yeah. So where's my bottom? Oh, maybe the gusset turns into the bottom. So the gusset piece gusset stabilizer. I'm just reading what her stabilizer instructions are. So for this gusset piece, center and iron bottom stabilizer on top of gusset stabilizer. So the gusset piece, you're going to do your deckable light, and then you're also going to cut out the bottom stabilizer piece, which is deckable heavy, and it'll be over top of that. I believe it'll be shorter because this is going to be the bottom as well as the gusset. So you'll go in with your deckable light first and put it in, and then you will also put in nice and centered your deckable heavy piece. If you have any questions about that, just message me. I can help you along with that. Okay, so that's to the interface. So I've done my front zipper. We've talked about interfacing. Back zipper panel, talked about interfacing. Gusset, talked about that with the stabilizers. Oh, she's got something called an elastic cover here, but I'm not going to use that because I'm using a nice fold over elastic, so it's pretty, it's shiny. I think it's if you had elastic that usually goes inside, like the masks or whatever, is why she has an elastic cover piece, but I'm not going to be using that. I'm going to be using, I'll show you. Well, this one's not the color, but I get this double fold elastic. I just got this from Fabricland. You can get it from Emmeline Bags. You can get it pretty much everywhere. Now, if you're wanting to use it for binding, you have to make sure it is 1 inch. This one can't be used for binding because it's only 3/4 of an inch, but I will be using it for my brush holders, and I won't be doing the cloth covers over top of these because these are just super pretty. So, and it's super cheap. Now on that note, for the Canadians out there, Fabricland does sell the 1 inch double fold elastic. I saw it there by the meter. It's super expensive though. So, okay, so yeah, that's why we are skipping over that elastic cover piece. If you're going to be covering your elastic with fabric, you would go ahead and you would cut out 2 of those based on what is in the pattern, but I'm not going to be doing that. Bottom panel. Okay. And then we need 2 bottom panels and our binding. So I'm actually going to cut both my bottom panels out at the same time by folding this in on itself. Again, you can't fold it up like this if your fabric is directional. You'll want to cut them out separately so it's going the same direction, but mine isn't directional, so I can do them at the same time. Okay. And that's 2 of those. And our bottom panels also have, as I said, a deckable light piece, which you will put outside of the seam allowances on the exterior pieces. Alrighty, so again, I'm not going to cut out the stabilizer with you. They're mostly measured cuts. There are pattern pieces as well, but go ahead and cut your stabilizer out and stabilize it on. Let me just double check. That's it for cutting, you guys. Oh, no, I lied. Let's cut out our binding. So if you're doing binding like me, 1 inch by. So we're going to cut, I'm going to cut a little bit different because we're going to need 2 binding pieces. She does it all in one length, but I'm going to cut it in separate lengths because it's easier to cut that. So I'm going to get a bigger ruler. What do I want to use? We'll use this one. So she has her full length. I can share that measurement, I think, because I don't think binding is a secret, but she cuts 1 inch by 60 inches. I'm going to cut 2 by 30 inches. just because it's easier for me to cut that out rather than that big long length. Actually, how big is this? Not big enough. So I'm going to cut these. How do I want to do this? Yeah, that's right. At the same time, sort of. So I'm folding it upon itself. I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to cut 2 inches rather than 1, which will be cutting them both at the same time. And I'm going to do that on the fold. So I'm going to put my 15 on the fold. Come on, ruler. It's going to be upside down. 15 on the fold. It's all because I don't want to have that 2-inch thing. Okay, so I got my 15 on the fold here. Of course, my ruler is 2.5 inches, so I'm just going to cut across here because I'm on the selvage anyways. Okay, so this piece will now be 30 inches. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to do a 1-inch width one, or split this into 2 1-inch width ones using my ruler. And you can't use a fraying fabric to do it the method that we are going to do it. I'm following her pattern to a T with it. So again, I've never done the waterproof canvas part with you guys before in a class, so we'll do the binding this way. And don't be scared of this binding. It's going to be really easy. Really, really easy. So there's my 2 1-inch binding pieces, so 1 for each side. Again, you can cut it on one length to 60 inches like she has in the pattern, but I know that it's going to go, one's going to go around one side and the other's going to go around the other, so I just split it in 2 so I don't have to cut it later. Or you can use double fold bias tape too, whichever your preference is. That's all the pieces cut out. Let me just double check that I'm not forgetting anything. We got the binding. You just have your stabilizer to do. Fuse that on. Our elastic we'll cut while we're in class. It's just a small piece. And I'm just going to double check her interfacing instructions in case I'm missing something. So again, interfacing is for homework. Keeping everything out of the seam allowance, which is 3/8 of an inch. Yeah, that's it. There are no instructions for interfacing except for in the cutting chart. So just center those deckable light pieces outside of the seam allowances. And again, for that gusset / bottom piece, you'd put the deckable light on first, centered. And then you'll go in with the Decaville Heavy or Peltex outside of the seam allowances centered. If you don't have Decaville Light, you could also use EB Fuse Heavy, which is similar to a Decaville Light. If you're using a soft material, I would almost recommend doing 2 layers of the EB Fuse Heavy just in case. It's usually pretty good, but because you want this one to stand up, if you are using cottons, I think I would use 2 of those if you're not going to use the Decaville Light. So that's it. That's all for cutting this out. Super fast. This is going to be a really fast and satisfying make, I think. So I should have the tutorial all done for this one and up for you guys by the end of the week. When I'm done this video, I'm actually going to go and take the time and cut it out because I think this, I don't know what time we're sitting at here, but 33 minutes. So half hour to cut out, and it would have gone faster if I wasn't being so chatty. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I'll have the next video up for next week and we will start making this. This could be a 2-class class or a 3-class class. I'm not sure what it will be just yet, but I think it's going to be a super, super fast, satisfying, fun make. Great gift, I think. Yeah, I've read over the pattern and I'm super excited to get started. So yay. Anyways, remember everybody, comment down below so I know that you saw this. Give it a thumbs up and I'll see you guys on the next class. Bye everybody.